Oh, that's my 0 point now. That's setting it off of the bit when the bit's dead center of the whole table. So yeah, basically it's been pretty beefed up. So this is just aligning the centers on these spots. Then they've all got there's this acrylic, and then underneath the acrylic you got this ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. So the point is that I can slop out that this quarter inch piece comes out, and then this thing's got just below these after they get trued up to the bit height by the I got a 1 inch wide bit, so it's got to run a program. Now the shitty thing is that I got to slide them all forward and back so that I can get the fucking thing completely flat all the way, because if the bed isn't perfectly consistent in height with these gantry lifter risers, whatever, if it's not perfect, the bit operation, like running it through to trim or to flush the table, just skimming the top back and forth until the entire thing's been cut, will make it solid. Anyways, yeah, this is a notched in piece of 1/2 inch with the bearing block inside the notched piece that is in, oh, that's not really doing it for me, but anyways, you can see that's all kind of notched together, same shit here. And I did the same thing with all these bearing blocks. Now this steel looks like shit, but it does what it needs to do, because it holds the bracket that is driven by that ball screw. So that brings it back and forth. So there has to be this gap underneath. So like looking from underneath, that goes up and down, and then so that's got the same detail above and below. And what makes it super solid is that this is a solid piece of material going all the way up. Through that material, there's this member and then this member. So this one notches into this one. Might be easier to see it from the back, and they're identical, so you can see it. So this thing notches into here. So you're not pulling that. You can pull threads, you're not pulling that. And then I got 2 of those guys. So this secondary piece, it tabs into both sections above and below. And then from side profile, it basically has our center right around, I think like symmetrical, whatever. It's close to the front, but that's a lot of weight, right? The spindle weighs quite a bit. So here you can see the spindle. This is the coolant. I can turn on or off the coolant. And this whole unit is one piece. These trapezoidal. It's easy to see on this side. So the one piece comes over. There's 2 of these bearing blocks up on top of here, 2 of them down below, and this thing comes down and it locks into that fucking block. It's tough to see here. And this looks like there's a lot going on there. There's a little bit of shit in the way, but that screw you see at the back there, that is wrapped around piece of 18 gauge steel. It is also wrapped around at the top. So there's a few different bolts that hold that thing together, but the main point is there's the solid block that comes in underneath that, right? You can't really see it. It's underneath there. That's the piece. It isn't notched the way that I did the ones down below. I did this one first, and I'm not the best in the world, but yeah, whatever. It's a really tight tolerance there for how tight that frame comes over top. Anyways, same fucking deal underneath. There's the, so there's a grand total of those 4 bearing blocks. You can kind of see that one there. It's tough to see it. It's there. Anyways, there's 4 of those. And that, that frame comes over and it prohibits this whole unit from rotating. So it's got this thing and the sled that is on that guides the spindle up and down, but these things stretch all the way back to the far side of where it's basically cantilevered from the flat 18 gauge steel at the back, cantilevered. So it's got 0.1, 0.2 across the block, 0.3 all the way up that, and then 0.4 is the actual apex of the trapezoid, which is here. Now it doesn't look like I got fasteners in there, but it's probably because I broke the fucking bit or broke the tap or whatever the hell I was using to secure those all in there. So there is something that's in there, but what's really doing the job holding it all together is the notching of the solid material. So this is all about rigidity this way, and of course this way is important, but there's so much reinforcement as this is it's solid material directly behind it. So from the back corner, which is all tight, like it's all one solid bit, the Z gantry is pretty fucking mean. It's solid. So yeah, like I say, when I fucked up because I'm not very good at this, and 2 bits in this thing, right? They came down into the table. It was like rock candy. They basically turned to fucking firecrackers. It was amazing. Anyhow, very solid. This aluminum, this extruded aluminum is shit. Just holding a convo with my bro about exactly what needs to happen to build something that doesn't suck. I look forward to building gantry system out of steel stud.